A 39-year-old police constable has now been sentenced to 3 life sentences by the Mpumalanga High Court in Mbombela. Sizwe Khoza pleading guilty to 3 counts of murder for shooting and killing his wife and her 2 siblings in April last year following domestic disputes.
Before you killed or executed the murder on these people, you had long enough opportunity to make up your mind. Do I really want to continue and kill these people? And you decided, yes, I'm going to do it. You went to fetch the firearm from your bedroom, came back to a different room, and executed what you decided to do. It is on that note that I was satisfied, and I remain satisfied, that irrespective of whatever submissions being made, this is a murder read with Section 51, subsection 1 of the Minimum Sentences Act. Mr. Khoza, the crimes you were convicted of are very serious. What makes them more serious is that you committed them against the family that you are meant to protect. This is not just a crime of somebody, another criminal on the street who decides to commit robbery and then kills the victims. No. These are the crimes that you committed right in your own house. And those people that you murdered expected you to protect them. In count number 1, you are sentenced to life imprisonment. Count number 2, you are sentenced to life imprisonment. Count number 3, you are sentenced to life imprisonment. For a simple reason that you have 1 life, the legislature also provides that any sentence that is imposed together with life imprisonment shall run concurrently with life imprisonment. So as a result, the sentences in count number 2 and 3 shall run concurrently with the sentence in count number 1. You are also automatically declared unfit to possess a firearm.
Newzroom Afrika's Mweli Masilela was in court and is keeping an eye on that story for us. Mweli, good morning to you. One of the things that you heard in court was, and what was heard was, that the wife was kneeling down, begging for forgiveness, and was shot after the accused or the convicted person now shot the other 2 people. And the judge saying, you must also tell your children when you ask them for forgiveness that you shot and killed their mother when she was begging for forgiveness. Those were really hard words, and I'm reading them in text. But take us to that moment in court when the judge uttered that in the delivery of his sentence.
Yes, indeed, Iman. Quite a lot came out from the judge, that is Takalani Rajavambu, as he was handing down that sentence. And indeed, those issues that you are mentioning are some of the highlights in as far as the family is concerned, as well as members of the Democratic Nursing Organization of South Africa, who were also here in court to support the family of the deceased. We know that in this case, the convicted murderer, that is Sizwe Khoza, shot and killed his wife, as well as the sister and brother of the wife, because we know that when the incident happened, the families of the 2 were actually invited to mediate, because it is on record, even here in court, that there used to be quite a number of fights. But what the judge is saying is that even from the report of the social worker, Iman, it's reflected that the convicted murderer, that is Sizwe Khoza, is looked as someone who is self-centered, because almost all the time it was about him. Even at home, he was complaining about not being provided with water to bath, the wife not helping in terms of cooking. So the judge emphasizing there that in the 21st century, in fact, men or husbands are actually taking the charge. They are the ones who should be doing that, boiling water for the wife to bath, and also cooking for the wife, especially because we know that we are talking about a nurse. In fact, that's what the judge said, that the wife was also working. So she is coming back home tired, and she is expected to do all those chores by the husband. But the husband should have also been considerate in as far as that is concerned. We spoke to the family. They are saying that they welcome the 3 life terms that have been imposed on the convicted murderer. They are saying that as much as they won't bring back those lives, but at least justice has been served. What we know is that the wife is leaving behind 2 children, Iman, and also the brother and sister of the wife, they've got 4 children. So the judge highlighting there that what we have done, Sizwe Khoza, is a mess now, because these children will be deprived of a number of opportunities. They might struggle in future to get fees for university and other basic necessities. So this is why then, from what I have observed as a judge, there is no sign of remorse, even on mitigation of sentence. It was all about you forgetting about the families that have lost their loved ones, as well as the children that have been left behind, Iman.
As you share, Mweli, the demeanor of Sizwe Khoza and the utterances by the judge in the delivery of that sentence, as a man who is self-centered and, you know, around whom the domestic disputes seem to have pivoted, what were your observations about his demeanor in court, hearing his sentence of 3, hearing the sentence and the delivery of those 3 life sentences, which are to be served concurrently?
Most of the time, Emmanuel, see when someone is being sentenced, and from the doc here, you could tell that as much as he is thinking about what might have transpired, but you didn't see much of emotions from his side. In fact, when I took the last shot as he was going down here, he was actually someone who was smiling and having a conversation with others, perhaps reflecting what the judge is actually talking about there when handing down that judgment, that there is no sign of remorse at all. So, but then now another part that came from the judge was that from the side of the family, they should know that after certain years, because this means that he will be serving about 25 years in prison, he might be now eligible for parole. So they must be prepared for that. So that's one issue. But also the judge emphasizing, Iman, that Sizwe has actually put the image of the police in disrepute, as we have heard that Sizwe, in that family, he's the one that he was expected to protect the family, but that didn't happen. And also in the community, he has now set a bad example from where he comes from in Masoe, to say that police, when they, community members, when they see men and women in uniform, they have that trust and believe that they will be safe. But this can't be said in this case. And people of Mbombela, as well as Mpumalanga in general, the judge highlighting and emphasizing that they will now look police in a different way after what has happened. So, well, the NPA also coming out to say that they are happy with the sentence, and indeed it will serve as a deterrent to those who might think of doing such or similar crimes. Iman.
Mweli, Masilela, thank you very much. And I suppose it goes some way in a context where 55% of female homicide victims in South Africa killed by someone in their family or even their intimate partners, to see a case like this come full circle where justice has been served.